Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. So I just got back from watching Spider-Man Far From Home, and this is my review for it basically. So yeah, this was like the ending basically of the Infinity Saga. So this was like the final movie before the new era next year. So basically, like, a good comparison is Red Dead Redemption 2. If you played the game, then you get the main storyline for Red Dead, and then there's an epilogue afterwards with more missions with a new character. It's the same thing here. Like, the end game was the culmination. That was the final battle of everything that built up to that. But Far From Home is, like, in a way, an epilogue, like what happens right after, the effects of the snap, etc. And yeah, it was kind of cool. It was a cool movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. For me, the best Spider-Man movies are still the Raimi movies. The first two, not the third. We don't talk about the third, but the first two, those are just great. This one for me is not as good as those, but it's still good. Better than Homecoming, I think. Better than Homecoming for sure. One thing though, it wasn't action heavy until the end. The climax was action heavy. Apart from that, it wasn't action heavy, which I don't mind, to be fair, because I like other aspects of Spider-Man movies anyway, so it was all good. Zendaya, I think, did a good job in this movie. They went more into a character in this movie than Homecoming, which is great to see. The one thing that bugs me though, why is she not called Mary Jane? If they call her MJ anyway. Why is she Michelle Jones? Like, why the name change? That's what I want to know. I know it's done now. They're not going to change it obviously because it's been in place for years. But still, you know, if she's going to be called MJ, why? I get that you've got to make her own version of the character, basically make it her own character. But I always wonder that, like, why did it have to be Michelle Jones? I don't know, but I still like a character more now after this. The other characters, Flash, Ned, they're all good. They go into more detail of other characters as well, which is pretty good. There's a few cringy moments though. There's a few cringy moments with Peter's class. A few things that a few of the kids say and do. There are some cringy things there. But it's bearable because the other stuff makes up for it. I love Tom Holland's version of Peter Parker. I just think it's really cool. It's really cool. Like, good to see what he does. He's probably a bit too advanced because of what he has available to him, but still, it's still pretty cool. Mysterio was awesome. Mysterio, he really brought it. He was cool. Mysterio was damn cool. I liked him. Obviously, he's Jake Gyllenhaal. He's gonna do well as an actor, but his character was great as well, which I'm not surprised by, but he was great Mysterio. I didn't know Mysterio from before. This was my first impression of him basically, from the trailers, and he delivered. Like, it was cool, and it was cool seeing Spider-Man in London. Like, I live in London, so it was cool seeing Spider-Man swing around in the city just like half an hour away from me. It's kind of cool seeing him swing around the Shard and Tower Bridge. That was awesome to see. This takes place mostly in Europe. There's a scene from the trailer that's not in the movie, I'm pretty sure, unless I missed it. Now, I'm pretty sure, like, there's a scene from one of the trailers that I would have liked to see, but it wasn't in the movie at all. But yeah, almost all of it's in Europe, like parts of Europe, like London, Prague. There's a few other places as well. There's a lot of different places that they go to across Europe, and yeah, it takes place in Europe basically. But the after credit scenes, the first one, I was gassed. That was brilliant. That mid credit scene that comes up after like a minute or so, I love it. That's all I can say. It was really cool, really nice, really well done. A very pleasant surprise. And the next credit scene, the after credit scene. So there's two credit scenes. Then there's a mid credit scenes. Then you wait for the whole credits. Then right at the end, after all the credits, there's one more scene, which is also a surprise. This scene is more comedic, but it's still worth checking out. I feel it does a bit more than usual, like second credit scenes. It is still comedic like they usually are, but it does actually show something. It reveals something, which is pretty cool. And I was just like, oh, okay, I like that. I like how you did that. I see what you did there. But yeah, there were a lot of cool things about this movie. There were a lot of cool things about it, but again, it wasn't great. Also, on top of not being action heavy, which is fine of course, the final battle, for me, it finished off too fast. And what I mean by that is there was plenty of it there. Like, there was more than enough time there put into that scene. It's just that the very climax, it happened a little too fast to me. I felt it could have been more drawn out. That's the only issue I have with the final battle. Like, the best part is the end of this movie. The best part for me is definitely the end. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things in there. There's a lot of cool things, and it was really awesome to see Spider-Man swing around, obviously, a lot of places. I love the stealth suits. The stealth suit is cool. I remember like playing Spider-Man PS4, and I guess this MCU Spider-Man could be Spider-Man PS4 in a way, because he also has technology as well, so kind of makes sense. But yeah, I just think it opens up a lot of possibilities for future Spider-Man movies, because he has a lot of he can have a lot of gadgets, a lot of suits available to him, and I think there's a lot he can do. So I can't say much else without spoiling it. I might do a spoiler talk video at some point, possibly. I probably will, actually, because there's some talking points in this for sure. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It wasn't great, but it was a decent Spider-Man movie, and I enjoyed myself. So yeah, and it's funny as well. It's comedic, it's funny, and the jokes, I think, for me they land pretty well. Nick Fury was good as well. A bit different, but still pretty good. Some awesome referencing, and that's all I got to say, really. Don't want to drag this out too much without repeating myself. So this is your boy Davidoff. Actually, wait a second. Rating. 8 or 7.5, somewhere between there. 7.7. There we go. 7.7 out of 10. It was good, just not that good, but it was good. It was toned down, but it was fine. It was fine. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.